Through the ages, people of all nations have taken up arms in offensive or defensive wars. Deplorable though all war might be, the dead of history have at least been able to identify the enemy and to know why they might be expected to suffer or to die. Terrorism uses undeclared and cowardly weapons, which secretly kill and maim, and which by their very random and uncontrollable nature may ironically kill or injure people who are sympathetic to the cause for which the terrorist is active. Terrorists always fail to appreciate that the British people, under attack, become more determined than divided. No matter what our politics, religion or colour of skin, we are all equally potential victims. And here, in a place of trophies, the mindlessness of terrorism was marked by 1 dead, 42 injured, and a child's severed foot. So we are all in this together, and you can help us with vigilance. And vigilance, like charity, begins at home. Are you sure that you are not living next door to terrorists?
Take this lot, for instance. Guns, ammunition, explosives, detonators. There's enough here to blow up half the street. Terrorists are rarely expert in handling and storing explosives. And if this lot had accidentally gone up, everyone in the immediate vicinity would very likely be killed, and the glass shattering in the windows outside would have caused terrible injuries.
These houses were terrorist hideouts and bomb factories. They have been flushed from these addresses, but others exist, dormant throughout suburban London. There must be a way other than violence, but this involves a change of attitude by fanatical men and is beyond our influence. In the meanwhile, our only hope is to deter by arrest and imprisonment, and in this we have common cause. Your vigilance can lead us to them. You may be confident in your neighbours, secure in the belief that, as tradition has it, your home is your castle. So long as terrorists are active within our society, this could be a dangerous illusion. Each morning's mail may all too easily deliver a letter bomb into your hands. It will, first of all, be an unexpected letter. Next, it will be anonymous, having no sender's name, or if there is one, it will not be known to you. Treat all unexpected letters of unknown origin with suspicion. So far, the targets for postal bombs have been selected persons, chosen by terrorists for their own warped motives. But not all such letters reach the intended victim. Postal workers, postroom staff, secretaries, all these are at risk and need to be especially careful. Your name and address and mine are easily got from any telephone directory, street directory or register of electors. The letter bomb you receive may be motiveless, but no less deadly for that. The unexpected and anonymous letter or packet about which you are uncertain should be placed carefully on a table, the room vacated and locked. Then call the police. We will remove the letter for expert examination. If innocent, it is merely a delay in delivery. If a bomb, your hands, your sight, possibly your life will have been saved. For many of us, the day outside our home starts with a journey to work or to the shops. For many of us, the street is our garage, and any car parked on any street may, during the night, have been turned into a lethal booby-trap bomb. Our advice is simple. Do not touch or attempt to enter your car without first checking. Look under the car, around wheel arches, exhaust pipes and silencer. Look without touching, for these bombs are often pressure activated, and opening the door or even leaning on the car may be the last thing you ever do.
Come on, Jerry, down the hill through a hot one. Right.
There's a car involved. We don't know how many casualties. Will you at this stage? Yes, that's Camden Hill Square. 382.
Gas board? Oh, Police Scotland Yard operations room here. Current situation report, sir. Thank you. Oscar 50.
In the last 10 years, London has been subjected to bomb attacks by homegrown anarchists, Spanish and Italian groups, Palestinian Arabs, and most of all, the provisional IRA, all seeking to change public opinion by intimidation, injury, damage, and death. We need your help. But remember, there are two ways to locate bombs. The owner of this car found a bomb the hard way. Remember, too, that terrorists come to believe their cause is helped by any death and are by no means fussy as to who they kill. Also, with a combination of darkness, fear and incompetence, the terrorist may select the wrong target. You may not be the intended victim, but you'll be just as dead as if you were.
This is Mr. Johnson. He was supposed to have seen at the time and he'd like to make a statement.
Thanks very much. Can you jump in, please, Mr. Johnson? If you can just tell us in your own words what you saw.
We need your help in finding both terrorists and bombs. But we want early suspicions, quick vigilance, and easy, confidential 999 calls. We do not want to find your body in the debris. If travelling by public transport, remember all these have been subject to attack in the past, and every rail, bus or air terminal provides ideal cover for the terrorist. Many people are carrying luggage of one sort or another, but not many people put their luggage down and walk away from it. If you see anyone who does so, or if you see any bag or case apparently unattended, inform the transport staff. Be vigilant, but also be cautious. Do not touch.
The policeman came rushing up. He said, for goodness sake, get out quick, there's a bomb and it's ticking. We only went about 3 or 4 feet and it went off. And I'm so shaken now, I can't believe it, you know, really, that things like this should happen.
There was a bang, a lot of heat, and I was thrown from where I was standing, I was thrown through the window of the shop. My jacket on fire, my hair on fire.
The bomb went off round there and I was here with my senior, and we just went over and I just said, oh, the bastards, they've done it. We never had no time, and that was it.
Like the foreman told me there was a bomb scare, and the next thing it went off. We see this explosion, obviously, and we heard someone shouting from inside the building. And we tried to get into it, and we put a ladder up at the window and smashed the window in. And we got in there, and it was thick black smoke, and we couldn't move. We could hear the woman in there, like, saying she was trapped, her leg was broken or something. She couldn't get to the window, and we was trying to get to her, but we just couldn't do it.
Yes, well, I saw most of them outside. There was a bloke without his leg, and there's a few people unconscious on the ground, and of course there's blood everywhere and people screaming. I didn't notice anything suspicious, and I've been there quite a few times, so I thought it was safe, because you always think it's not going to happen to you, you know.
If the IRA think they're going to bomb telephonists and postmen out of jobs, they're not going to do it.
With the help of the media, we regularly issue warnings and appeals, asking you, for instance, to note and remember the sex, colouring, appearance and build of anyone you see acting suspiciously.
And what about your security when you get to work? This is the Crime Prevention Laboratory, where we test all those systems and devices designed to protect property against thieves. Probably the only happy coincidence in this whole deadly business is the fact that the techniques and costs to secure against terrorism also protect premises against all other crime and reduces its likelihood. Like any common thief, a terrorist seeks to gain access where he has no right to be. So, access to all workplaces, whether by car or by foot, must be strictly supervised and restricted to those of known or provable identity.
Want a badge? No. Have an appointment? Yes, I have an appointment with Mr. Carter. Just checking in. Okay, please. Morning. I've got an appointment with Mr. Carter in Building Services.
Thank you. And your name is, please?
Mr. Davis.
Thank you. If you'd like to sign in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Davis in reception for Mr. Carter. Okay, fine. Thank you.
The windows should be protected from shattering by polyester film, invisible, cheap and easy to apply. The interior is further protected from blast damage by the containment provided by weighted nylon net. If the windows are within range of hand-thrown missiles, then wire mesh is the only defence. Locks, alarms, closed-circuit television and, most important, properly organised plans for the safe evacuation of staff and search of premises in the event of an emergency. Our crime prevention officers are freely available to advise you on the security of your premises against terrorist attack. Call us. As I said before, we're in this together.
Outside, good housekeeping. Keep building walls clear of shrubs, rubbish or stores. Have climb-proof fencing around the entire property and admit consignments of goods only after certain identification. All this seems self-evident, but in times of quiet, when no bombs are exploding or being discovered, these precautions very quickly appear excessive or irrelevant. We can only emphasize in the strongest possible way that terrorism is here to stay. Many places of public resort recognize the undoubted permanence of terrorism and maintain their simple but most effective deterrent measures at all times. Most people appreciate the safe environment these measures guarantee. And those who object, well, you know as well as I that these are the ones who squeal loudest and longest should things go wrong. There is no doubt that the terrorist, who has a highly developed sense of self-preservation, will avoid the secure premises. It follows that public places without security measures are the most likely targets, and your continuing patronage of these establishments must be weighed against the risk. If you are wise, no search, no go. In between whiles, when terrorists are inactive, it does not mean they have been converted to a sudden regard for human life, merely that they are awaiting further instruction, inspiration, or opportunity. Terrorists are anyone and anywhere. Some are under observation. Others we have yet to hear about, possibly from you. They will tend to be young and keep to themselves, mixing little. Women often act as couriers and cover. They rent flats and single rooms, asking few questions and wanting few questions asked. They choose accommodation in areas where their nationality and accent merge easily. They will hire, steal, or purchase cheap, common makes of motor car, but also like to live near the underground system, which enables them to transport bombs in the anonymity of crowds. They may not work regularly. Indeed, they often live off the very society they wish to destroy. They will often visit pubs, but are always wary and never drink excessively. They mostly pay in cash and rarely get into debt. In some areas, this itself is a cause for suspicion. Of course, this description of terrorists and their behavior could and does apply to countless other totally innocent groups and individuals. One of the best weapons in the hands of the terrorist, as he wages his bloody, undeclared war on his fellow citizens, is the fact that he is difficult to distinguish, and people, all of us, are the umbrella which covers his coming and going. But there is a moment in time when he must emerge from this cover in order to deposit something in a place where it does not belong, and then move away from it as if he had no connection with it. He is now at his most vulnerable, and because he is committing a crime which could result in his being imprisoned for the rest of his natural life, he is at his most fearful. Also, the arming of the device is always uncertain, and he himself is at great risk. Even so, the moment of planting is brief, which is why we emphasize the greater opportunity to observe not the cuckoo, but the egg it leaves behind. For this is designed not to hatch until the bomb layer, who values his own skin very highly, is well away.
Give them to the lad at the back there, get him to seal off the road, then take your car down to the other end and seal off that part.
Right.
Okay? Thanks.
Yes, Inspector, what have we got?
Hello. Yeah, it's one bomb under a car. Doesn't seem to be anybody injured at the moment. We've cleared out most of the houses as best we can.
Everybody back as far as possible?
Everybody's cleared back both ends.
Right, fine. Let's go down and we'll have a look at it.
You stay inside now.
Is that light on, Bruce?
Stay right back away from the windows, will you? Right back. Keep right away from the windows.
Well, that's obviously the seat of the explosion there.
Yeah.
The car was obviously unattended. There was nobody in it. We'll just let it burn itself out.
Yeah.
Clear everybody out of the way until it does so.
Okay. Dave, come out the way, keep clear of the fire. I'm just going to leave it to burn out now.
Keep right back away from the glass, will you? Right back.
Okay, well, hold it. Keep still a minute. Let's have a look at you. Right. Can you take it to the car? Yeah.
Tactics change and desperation increases cunning. Every bomb from now on is potentially such a trap as this.
We have to learn as well as you. An explosion does not mean the danger is past. A second bomb may be concealed nearby. In this incident, 14 people were injured. 4 of them policemen, who reckon it part of their job. 10 members of the public, who should not have been injured but refused to keep back when asked by police. If you are ever near an incident, please, for your own sake, cooperate with us.
In every public place, the early detection and apprehension of the bomb layers and the bombs they lay is the preferred way. And with constant vigilance, this can be achieved. The police have the organization to deal with this threat. But our continuing success, especially in preventing incidents, will be helped by you reporting anyone or anything suspicious. Wherever you are, beware, or the blood in this bloody terror might be yours.